Another win for the teams in the lawsuit against NASCAR. We'll tell you about it next. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Professor Lars. This is Hitting the Wall Racing. Do all the liking and subscribing if you could. I would appreciate it. So we had a decision yesterday on Monday, the 23rd, about a motion to delay the injunction for the transfer of charters to Front Row Motorsports and 2311. Well, the judge yesterday sided with the teams, saying that they're not going to delay the transfers of those charters. One of the major arguments was NASCAR was saying it would put them in a 7 to 14 year contract with those teams. But the judge said that if something happens in the lawsuit that NASCAR ends up winning or it is dropped, then they can unwind those through the courts. However, there was an issue with one of the transfers, and I'm going to be reading from Bob Pockris. The judge issued his opinion and opted to tweak the injunction, ruling that because 2311 had not asked for its charter transfer to be approved as part of its initial injunction request, he would remove that from the injunction order he issued last week. But the judge will allow 2311 to ask for the court-ordered approval in a separate motion. The judge also ruled that he would not delay enforcement of the SHR charter to Front Row Motorsports, that it was clearly asked for as part of the injunction request. So Front Row Motorsports, they're going to get their charter from Stewart-Haas Racing. 2311, however, they're not going to get their charter right away from Stewart-Haas. What's happened is NASCAR had not denied the charter transfer at that time when this injunction was made, only to Front Row Motorsports. So 2311 never put in their part of the injunction that they want the charter transferred from Stewart-Haas Racing. They wanted the court to do that. They never said they wanted that to happen in their brief. So now what's going to happen is 2311 is going to have to file another injunction to get that charter transferred from Stewart-Haas Racing to them. So, you know, we're going to go through this whole thing again. I kind of doubt that the judge would deny 2311 this, since he's already set a precedence with Front Row Motorsports, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. The next big thing in this is January 8th. They are going to have a hearing on whether or not to dismiss the lawsuit completely. NASCAR has filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit completely based on the lawsuit's merits. With this new judge, since the new judge has come in, he has systematically sided with the teams, giving them their injunction, denied the delay to the injunction. So I'll be honest with you, I really don't see this judge, after giving them this injunction, after giving the teams the injunction, I don't see him dismissing the lawsuit. I think that NASCAR may be in a little bit of trouble here. I think that if NASCAR loses this motion to dismiss the lawsuit, NASCAR may want to think about settling. Because let's think about this here. So originally, the charters, well, not originally, but the charters do add value to the teams. A charter can go up to $40 million right now. Tony Stewart's getting a lot of money for his charters. So the charters add value to the team. So if you shut down your team or you want to sell your team, you have 2 charters, 3 charters, you're going to get $120 million out of your charters right now. If also charters guarantee spot and race, guarantee TV money, guarantee purse money, things of that nature. But here's some things that I've researched since this story. NASCAR says that it's only keeping about 10% of that $7.7 billion media rights contract that they have with Fox, NBC, Amazon, and TNT. Teams are getting about 25%, which is up from the last contract of the charters that they've had, which is good. You would think that is good. But a huge percentage of the money are going to the tracks. Okay. Now, there are two sets of companies primarily that NASCAR deals with. One of them being ISC, International Speedway Corporation. Now, in the past, ISC and NASCAR were kind of married together. They weren't the same company, but they had a huge contract with each other. Some people incorrectly said that they were the same company. I remember hearing that back in the 90s, but they weren't. So, but they were in bed together. They had the majority of the tracks that NASCAR went to. Of course, you had Bruton Smith's group that owned Charlotte, Texas, Atlanta, places like that. So, in 2019, though, NASCAR bought ISC. They own ISC. So, not only are they're getting the 10% of the television money, but now they're getting the biggest majority of the track money. That right there, may be a little shady. They're saying that, oh, we only get to keep 10%, but we got this other company that's getting like 45% of the 65% that of the television money. Also, I found out through doing some research that the teams only get a portion of merchandise sales. All the merchandise sales are done through NASCAR. NASCAR has a deal with Fanatics to get their merchandise out there, to sell their merchandise. Yes, the teams get a cut of that, but that's all NASCAR now. As a matter of fact, the trailers that you go out to, that you see out at the tracks, that's NASCAR. And the teams get a certain percentage cut from that merchandise. And not only that, but I knew this part that I'm going to be telling you. NASCAR, as everybody knows, controls the cars. The next gen car, every single thing on that car is controlled by NASCAR. Or if you have to buy something, you have to buy it from a NASCAR approved vendor. The chassis, the steering components, everything you purchase from NASCAR. I agree, NASCAR is a business. They did this to make money. But I got a bad feeling that NASCAR needs to think about settling here if they lose this motion to dismiss. They don't want the books opened up. They don't want everybody seeing their business in open court. I think NASCAR right now is in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, they're going to appeal this injunction to a higher court. Who knows what that higher court will do? But I think NASCAR needs to think about settling here and ponying over maybe a little bit more money, changing some things as far as how they deal with the teams and things of that nature. Or we're not going to have a stock car series in America, not a premier one. We could see a split of NASCAR. Certain things going one way, certain things going another. we have a couple other series that's not associated with NASCAR. You got the Cars Tour, which is really doing pretty good right now. A lot of your local tracks are associated with NASCAR. How that would play out, I'm not for sure if they lose an antitrust lawsuit. So we're going to have to see what happens with this lawsuit. It's just my opinion, but I think NASCAR, if they lose this motion to dismiss, I think they're going to have to think about settling, maybe ponying up some more money to the teams. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like what I'm doing overall, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We've grown pretty well since I reached my first goal of 200. We're up to 233 now, and we continue to grow. On that push to 500, hopefully we'll get there soon. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video.